Damn, I'm kind of blurry this morning for some reason. I don't know why I'm so blurry. Maybe it's just the end of time for this damn phone. Why I'm so damn blurry? Y'all probably can't see my face because it's kind of blurry this morning, but you'll definitely hear my voice. Yeah, I'm kind of blurry, so y'all forgive me. I don't know why, but I'll fix it later. Y'all hit that cash app, I'll probably get another phone. Y'all know this pandemic fucking everybody up. The good thing is windy and the sun is not so brutal. Good morning. Let's make it happen. Kind of blurry. I don't know what this is, but some of the Windex probably can fix. As long as you can hear me, it's cool. I'll start off with welcome to my morning stroll that I do every morning, it appears. Excuse me. And there's a short story that I have that if you have not picked it up yet, check it out. It talks about when I found out about my biological father by accident at age 22, and I met him for the first time in person at age 39 years old. And it's called The Greatest Pain I Ever Felt, Conversation with the Absent Biological Father Who Never Wanted to Be Found. And it's pretty cool. It's only $10. It's Cash App, hit your boy, $10. $ Rico the Opinionist. It's the word opinion with IST on the end. Hit me up. Or PayPal at Rico the Opinionist. I know it has Rico Rivers on it, but I think it works either way. And should you decide to get you a copy of it, hit me with that Cash App. Please send an email address because it's only in PDF format. I can email it to you as soon as you hit me with your payment. All right. And so what else? I think that's about it. Let me get right to my title of this. It may change when I put this on my YouTube channel, but right now it's called Black Men and Racism in America. You know the continuous running theme of black men and racism in America. But I'm gonna have a twist. Some of you may not like it, but I live in reality. Good morning, Mary Max. I think in the same week we've had two stories of two different black men, but they both have something in common. I'm gonna show you all that commonality. Well, it's probably a lot of them. No, they were faced with racism and stereotypes and racial assumptions and all this stuff, right? First is the black principal here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Colleyville. Oh, Travis, what's up? Colleyville, Texas. Colleyville, Grapevine, Texas are two suburbs of Fort Worth. Anybody want to know? And they're very white. Grapevine is not as white as Colleyville, but Colleyville is very white, and they got a lot of money. It's almost like a Frisco in a sense, on the Fort Worth side, like Little Elm and all that. Little Elm is more like the country, but Colleyville is a very white, upper economic suburb of Fort Worth. Grapevine is right next door to it. So they combined it. They combined the school system. They're both the same money, traveling the same circles. You have a few black folks out there. You know, black people are always in spaces where they're not really wanted, but they feel accomplished if they move into those white spaces. Yeah, I know. And so, you have the vice principal, Dr. James Whitfield. Good morning, sir. And then you have the black realtor who is, I think is Eric Brown, is the black realtor, and his friend Roy Thorne. They were, he's the realtor who was showing his friend Roy and his son a house in this Wyoming, Michigan, this very, I'm sure it's a very, very white suburb outside of, Grand Rapids. Yeah, I went and read the story. I read a couple of stories. I try to read at least 2 or 3 stories on whatever topic so I can have a cross range of ideas and thoughts of what people are saying. And then I look at it and say, okay, Rick, what do you think, bro? So, I put those 2 together. Y'all give me a minute, okay? All right, let's start with the principal, Dr. James Whitfield. And he was hired to be the principal of Colleyville Heritage. And heritage should let you know is a problem. When white folks call stuff heritage, you already know what that means. If you don't, you need to read some history books. They real big on this heritage. But they're afraid of critical race theory being taught. Go figure, right? Dr. James Whitfield, according to the story, 10 years ago, took some anniversary pictures where he is with his white wife. Ah, yeah, he's interracially married with his white wife, and I think when he was hired, they asked him to take up, kind of remove those pictures. And when I read the storyline, they're saying that principal has actually removed pictures of kissing his wife. You know how they make it so simplistic? It wasn't the pictures that were presented in the media. And I guess you can go on his Facebook page or Instagram, whatever the pictures are from 10 years ago. They were a little more than kissing. They were kind of racy. Play on words, I guess. There was, she was laying there looking like a little kind of, with her little short thing on, not looking like kind of like one of those little dive bar hussy kind of white girls. And he, with all his tattoos now, he tried to look thug, and she looked like a dive bar, almost like a dive bar hussy. And they did this pose and all that, and I was like, what this takes me back to? You know how people always say, they've always said to me, they say anybody who's getting any job, they've always said, whatever you put on the internet, you be careful, because these companies and these jobs go to your Instagram and your Facebook and your Twitter page to see what you posted, and that could cost you a job. Y'all remember people saying that? They say it even right today. Be careful what you put on the internet, because it's there permanently. It's there forever if you're trying to get a job, right? And so y'all know I'm past that, right? I got so many videos and articles I've written about all kinds of stuff and said all kinds of things. So I'm already done for, because even if I try to screw up the internet, they're going to find something that I said. Woo! So I was just like, okay, I'm over that shit. So I like to think that the good doctor, who's been a professional, appears to be in education for a lot of years, I like to think he knew that before anybody. I'm not excusing attitudes, I'm just presenting things. And I would suggest that, maybe he had a separate account where he did his business stuff, and he and his wife could be on there, and they would know maybe the Christmas photos of the family. And then if you want to do the racy, sexy stuff as the principal of a high school or middle school, he can put that probably and have his page private or something, and change the name. If he just had to share that. I don't trust people when it comes to race these days. I don't trust a lot of black folks when it comes to race. And you know what I think about white folks when it comes to race. I don't really trust him, meaning I'm not gonna say that he purposely put that out there to create something. Let me tell you something about black people trying to invade white spaces. You know, they do it by choice or they do it with some type of agenda. And you know me, I'm like, man, you go where you're celebrated and not tolerated, or just like that Dallas restaurant, that black family thought they were gonna force these white folks to take their money. And so, you know me, I'm like, we got all these brilliant black folks that trying to get into white spaces when they can create their own black mecca in their own schools, and their own corporations, their own, but we still in 2021 trying to force all of our genius and our credentials onto white folk. They couldn't care less. One thing I learned about white folks, and it's not a slant, it's about the natural order things. If you ever studied sociology, you understand, and anthropology, you understand that it is natural for people to travel in their familial groups. If you took sociology in high school or majored in it in college, you know what I'm talking about. So I don't be mad at white people when they want to have an all-white neighborhood or all-white school system. I don't, because we have buildings, we have our own shit. Why don't we want all black eye stuff? And so, and I read the article when it said that he's saying that they got right on him when they hired him. So you saying they hired you so they can fire you right away, Dr. Winfield? That sounds like a waste of time and money. Claude, good morning. A lot of time and money if they hired you just so they can start attacking you. And let me say something else that I've noticed. I observe things. You ever notice? This is how it ties into this other case I'm going to talk about, this Michigan deal with the black realtor. It's not the realtor, it's the man, the black man who he's showing the house to. It is interesting how black people who are married to white people, the first place they try to move to is a majority or all-white suburb. They never move their white spouse to a black suburb or a black neighborhood. Though, I mean, those who've done really well. If he's an engineer or something, he got a white wife, he trying to move into the whitest neighborhood as if they want to be the only black person there and be the only celebrated. Let's go back to Dr. James Winfield. He says, I'm the first African-American person to be principal of this high school. Why are we still trying to make this kind of fucking history in the 21st century? It's stupid. That's dumb. And I think he's proud of that historical thing, and I don't think much of it. Why the hell we still trying to be the only sprinkle of pepper in the bowl of rice in 2021? You know, it's weird to me. And as soon as they marry somebody white, they go straight to the white folk and expect. And then when white people start behaving like white folks, their feelings are hurt. You know, here in Texas, in Dallas-Fort Worth, you know, there are quite a few black suburbs. They never ever move their white wife or their white husband to a black suburb, because it lets you know something about them. Dr. Francis Cress Welsing said, whoever you lay down with, whoever you decide to marry is who you share your same political and racial identity and philosophy with. Y'all won't pay attention to our scholars. Y'all so beyond our scholars now. Y'all so beyond our scholars who tried to teach us. We wouldn't be dealing with this shit. We still got these multicultural Negroes trying to fit in, trying to prove to white folks that you're smart. They already know you're smart. That's why they made sure that it was against the law for you to learn how to read, fool. That's why they make sure that your schools are underfunded, fool. That's why they make sure all the drugs and all the crime and the murder is where you live, dum-dum. They already know who we are. We need to learn who we are. So when we learn who we are, we don't have to go where they are. God damn. So I read what the scholars taught. Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Amos Wilson, Dr. Ben Yakahanan, Dr. Ivan Van Sertima, Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Joy Leary, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Julia Hare. So I read what the scholars taught me in the 90s. What the scholars were trying to teach us in the 50s and 60s. What Elijah Muhammad was trying to tell us, what Malcolm X was trying to tell us. But we're so multicultural now. And that's how we're losing. And they even have movies that say slogans, always bet on black. Shout out to Wesley Snipes. In movies. But we don't believe that. We go and celebrate Black Panther. Oh yeah, Black Wakanda. We don't want no Black Wakanda because we can't stand each other. So it's funny when I saw Negroes coming up in there like they just so goddamn over a movie, but they won't make Wakanda a real life. So y'all kill it with that shit. Who cares? You know, he wants the national spotlight. I was discriminated against because I married a white woman. Well, sir, if you had brought your white woman to the black neighborhood, nobody would have cared. But you want to go and tell you, Colleyville is as white as a winter snow in Minnesota, and Denver, and Utah. They got a sprinkle of Negroes around there, and he's part of that very small sprinkle. And so that's what they do. They take their biracial children and put them in an all-white neighborhood. And then as soon as somebody recognizes their tan, all of a sudden, oh my God, it's racism in America. Oh my God, I thought we'd surpassed that. I thought we've overcome. I thought we lived in a post-racial America. Get out of here, man. So I guess by my delivery and my tone, I don't have that much sympathy for that dude. Because we need to stop playing games and stop thinking that Americans are stupid people. Stop thinking that white folks are stupid. Stop thinking that blacks are stupid. Stop thinking that, well, we all need to come together. No, what you need to do is drop the goddamn money out for reparations. While y'all so busy trying to win their hearts, goddamn it, win these hundreds from these motherfuckers. That's what we need to win. Get these hundreds, not their hearts. That's that old civil rights Negro bullshit. Damn your heart, goddamn it. I need the money. Now, if you want to take your millions and go and still live, hey, it's fine. But we're still defocused. We're not focused on the right thing. So, Dr. James Winfield, I hear you, but I just don't feel you in that regard, brother. You shouldn't have put those pictures up there. Nobody gave a shit now. Now, I'm sure those were good white folks. Let me tell you something about good white folks. They have the caucasity and the audacity to try to spell out what is appropriate and what isn't appropriate. They're the most inappropriate group historically and currently in the goddamn world. Inappropriate. But they always try to tell everybody else what the standards are and how appropriate things are. That just didn't seem, he's the principal of a high school. Just shut up. But they got a lot of housewives and house moms in Colleyville. And like I said, they don't want to see their black man being sexual with a white woman. It's the same old stuff. And why we still pretend that stuff isn't over? You know, I get, what's it, Rico, you should give in. Ain't about giving in, goddamn. You have all kinds of resources and wonderful things happening within you and your community. But you still want to go out there and try to prove that you're smart to somebody who ancestrally and historically and culturally and genetically you're superior than? There's something wrong with the American Negro. And to all you interracialists out there, integrationists, you're right, you can marry and love who you want to. But don't come crying to the world, and especially to the black community, when that reality smacks the shit out you. Or they give you what's called your N-word wake-up card. It's like we just get our feelings just hurt. And I've always said, only black folks who get their feelings hurt by white folks are those who are trying to be around them. Trying to marry them, trying to have sex with them, trying to create children with them. They're the only ones trying to party with them all the time. I've gone to mixed clubs before. Hell, in my drunk days, I've been in Memphis. This place is called 616. It used to be about 400 white folks, 5 Asians, 3 biracials, and 4 blacks, and I was the 4th black. And then listening to Rob Zombie and shit and all kinds of pop radio stuff. Because I like a variety of music. But even in my drunkenness, I never tried to kiss, hug, or be with a white girl. I'm not saying it's not against the law. No. Or that I haven't seen some white women that can get it, but that's something you'll never see the day of light if something like that were to pop off, you hear me? This bitch has to sign what's called a non-disclosure agreement, NDA all the way. But other than that, ain't gonna be no dog brother polite around here. Anyway, I digress. This shit happens. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's nothing wrong with you expressing sexual energy and love towards your wife. But again, when I said, you know, when people say, what you put on the internet, is up for scrutiny, and people can look at it and then they can hold it against you, Dr. James Winfield. So just cut it out, man. Move on. I think I read an article said he was previously the principal of Colleyville Grapevine Heritage High School or some shit. Yeah. James Madison would love to have you in South Dallas. As smart as you are, Dr. James Winfield, James Madison would love to have you. A lot of these black and Mexican high schools would love to have you, sir. No problem. And they'll celebrate you, hugged all up on your wife on the beach. They didn't show a picture of a kissing picture. They showed him all up on her, on the beach with his tattoos all down his arm, and she had her little, almost like a little dive bar hussy outfit, little short, little blue jean thing. And she wasn't very sexy. I don't think she had the attitude to be sexy. She just a regular, Pollyanna white woman. Nothing against her as a person. I'm sure she's really sweet. But she couldn't pull sexy off. Travis said, get you a snow bunny. Now, I've never walked barefoot in the snow, Travis. It just ain't been my thing. I keep my boots on here. I'm sure she's a really sweet woman. She didn't look very sexy. It didn't look steamy or anything, because she didn't have the energy of the, she didn't have that Pamela Anderson or, vibe or 2000 Christina Aguilera vibe. You know what I'm saying? She's doing dirty and dirty. Well, no, that Christina Aguilera. She didn't have that kind of vibe. But she was a sweet white lady trying to be with her husband, and that's fine. And I'm just sure he's a very nice man. But y'all stop playing these racial games. Stop playing games. Y'all know what the fuck y'all is. Just like, let me tell you something. Him entering that environment is like somebody going to hell with a book of matches in their pocket and wondering why the motherfucker's pocket burning. This shit is stupid. Just stop it. Stop playing these games. We're more mature than that, Mr. Dr. James Winfield. We're more mature than that. Stop playing these games, bro. Go ahead and move on. Or you can stay there and make it a racial issue against black people. And it's funny when people marry out, they still want to hold on to their black. They want to weaponize their black when they marry out. I always find that to be hilarious. I know you date interracially, it doesn't stop you from being black looking. But obviously black thinking is out the window when you decide to marry out and reproduce children outside of your race. That's a whole nother, that's some Alfonso Ribeiro shit. So anyway, that was my thought on that. And then also, let's go to Michigan, Wyoming, Michigan. Who the fuck want to move into a community called Wyoming? But again, let me show y'all something y'all probably ain't paying attention to. The media show like to frame stuff, but I pay attention. Two obviously black men, and them dirty motherfuckers called the police. Of course, the police believed them. They pushed with all the stereotypes. They came in there, like the brother said, looked like goddamn SWAT was out there. All those police cars. And they listened to whoever called them, whatever they said, they went about the, there was a break-in earlier. Some guy was squatting in the house, and this guy that's in there now, he fits the description of a guy who was there earlier. They had to tow the guy's car off. He was squatting in that same property the week before. And so, just like some Ahmaud Arbery shit, come on, Brunswick, Georgia. Some Ahmaud Arbery shit. He looked like the guy who was there the week before. And so, these cops come out there in full blast, and then, all right, come out, your hands up, and then listen to what that old fat-ass hunky said, that cop. Put your fingers together like praying hands. Oh, they got jokes all day long. Insults, stereotypes. Oh, put your fingers together like praying fingers, And then I understand the black dude's behavior. They're like, all right, man, I know it's a mistake and all that. But when I saw the picture of the son, I said, oh. Everything they did was inappropriate, and I hope they sued the shit out of them. There's time out for this shit. But also, did y'all hear what I said earlier? These black dudes, or these black people, but in this case, these black dudes who have white baby mamas or non-black mamas, got mixed kids, the first place they try to move to is an all-white area. And then they get offended or get hurt when white people show you who they are. As my Maya Angelou. Oh, bro, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Oh, bro. Yeah, so Roy Thorne is the one that had the 15-year-old son. You saw the picture, it's very clear that he's biracial. And so, and I think I read the quote where Roy Thorne said, well, of course, I'm not going to buy the house there. You know, and it's a very nice, beautiful brick house. Man, that motherfucker good and sturdy, too. But what is it about these black people that's married to white folks? The first thing they want to do is move in the heart of white people. But they never think to move their little interracial relationship into a black suburb. And I wanted to mention earlier, you know, the black guy, Dr. James Whitfield, who moved into a white suburb, Colleyville, Grapevine, of Fort Worth. You know, there are a lot of black suburbs, quite a few. Let's see, in Dallas-Fort Worth. It's called Cedar Hill, upper class, working black people, professional blacks. Lancaster, Texas. No, upper class, working blacks. And DeSoto, millionaire. Some of the Dallas Cowboys and Mavericks live out there. Big houses. But yet he chose one of the whitest suburbs next to Frisco, the Colony, and Little Elm. Frisco, Plano, Little Elm. I'll mention it again, the Colony, to move to. Yeah, and I want y'all to pay attention to that. These black dudes is married to white women. They go straight to the very white suburbs and take their biracial children out there. When there's plenty of black suburbs. You ain't got to move into the hood. And if she black and got a white husband, she wants to go to the whitest suburb and have that weave on her head looking like a drunk ass Jennifer Lewis. No offense to Jennifer Lewis, I'm just saying. Weave all ugly. And she, my son, my daughter to school, and at the PTA, this woman, Betty, all of them sound like Robin Givens. I know here at White Heritage High School, my daughter, she's on the drill team. That shit is ridiculous. Yeah, I said it. It's terrible. So, I hope they sue the shit out their police department. Now, the police department in Wyoming wants to meet with the father, the realtor, and the son. Well, he said, I need my son to be there. I guess when he teaches biracial son, hey, this is what happened when you got a black dad and son. So, had his dad been a white man and mom been black, it would have been a different thing. So I'm just saying, we still playing these race games. And then we try to move into these white areas. They expect white folks not to be. Again, like I said earlier, I don't have a problem with white people claiming their space. Why don't we leave white people alone? Let them be white. And how about you learn to be black? I mean, all aspects of it, culturally, racially, genetically, be black. Maybe he wanted to be with those neighbors with the same mindset. Well, maybe that's it, Mary Max. Well, whatever it is, they're going to work it out. But I just need them to stop dragging the rest of us into their bullshit. If you want to move your ass over there, go ahead. It's almost like these black folks that move to these neighborhoods and then the next morning they see a cross burning in their yard. I'll knock that damn cross over and put a for sale sign there and get my ass out of there. Because I don't have a point to prove. I'm just trying to find somewhere I can lay my ass down. Now, if I move into what's called a multiracial neighborhood, ain't no problem going on, it's cool. I have a problem with that. But I put a camera out there and see who set the cross up there and go ahead and straighten my business up, little bitches. So, hell, a lot of parts of Dallas-Fort Worth, there's a lot very multiracial, multicultural, and it's fine. But you move out there, Colleyville, Mary Max, ain't got but a few multiracial. Ain't that many white, black folks or mixed folks in no damn Colleyville. So he'll do better. He should have gone to North Dallas. There's a lot of multi-racial families and stuff in North Dallas. Well, other part, I don't know any parts of Fort Worth. They just got hood and suburbs. That's all I seen happen in Fort Worth. Damn. They got hood, downtown, and suburbs in the country. So, but we'll get it together. And again, I hope they sue the shit out of that Wyoming police. And I need us to stop pretending our scholars never existed and start reading some books, looking at some lectures on YouTube. And Kevin Matthews, good morning, brother. You know, on YouTube, and start checking these things out. Now, I don't want anything bad happen to anybody, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I don't know what's going on or I don't see what I see. And we're still trying to gain approval and validation from white folks. In the 21st century, we're still playing that old-ass game when we got plenty of property, plenty of land, plenty of spaces. We even got our own universities. And we still try to get our kids in these schools where they treat them like shit. At Grambling, at Southern, at Mississippi Valley, at Alcorn, at Tennessee State, your child will never have to worry about go home nigger being sprayed on their hood of their car or their dorm room. They ain't never got to worry about a noose hanging nowhere. But y'all rather send y'all kids to these damn schools, and then they want to come out. Then somebody hung a noose in our gym locker in college. Get the fuck out of there anyway. That's what they do. That's how their children do. They've been taught. They understand. You know, they were taught this. Okay. Now you know they were taught, what you gonna do about it? How about you teach your children it's okay to bet on black? And if it's something that needs to be improved about black, how come we don't work to improve it? Well, you know the HBCUs, they don't have this, but if you send, look, we got 40 million black folks in America. All I ask is 5 million black folks to send one child from your family to an HBCU. I'm telling you, it'll solve all the cosmetic issues. But so first thing we do is send all our blue chip athletes, blue chip academians, all of them to the white schools. Well, you know they have money. Well, if y'all send, let's say if Grambling got up to 20,000 students, you know how much money be made available for scholarships? 20,000 students paying tuition and other fees. You know how much money they'll generate? Then they show up for games. At least 15,000 of them show up for the games and shit. See, you need customers. You can't send your business elsewhere and expect other business not to be a fledgling business. Doesn't make any sense. Just try that for 2022. At least 5 million black folks. Hell, how about 600,000 black people? I'm going to drop it on the millions because I don't have that kind of faith. We don't have that kind of unity. If 500,000 black folks could send one child to an HBCU, start off like that, you'll see the beginning of the process. The one thing about HBCUs, they may come in as C students, but they leave out as B plus and A minuses and take over the world. A lot of HBCU grads are doing awesome things, but you know, we're so busy. My son goes to Oregon. My daughter goes to Iowa. My son goes to Hampton, blah, 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 blah. And they supervisor is a graduate from Hampton, from Grambling, from Alcorn, from Mississippi Valley. They supervise at the job and still an HBCU grad. So cut it out, black folks. And let me tell y'all another fucking thing real quick. You know, why the hell people are always trying to make Texas the epicenter of racism? Or not just Texas, but the South. Did y'all know that America is south of Canada? That's the goddamn racist South. So you've evolved blacks, y'all be killing me. And then allow liberal white folks to say, yeah, you know, down there in Tennessee, Mississippi, Texas, blah, 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 the racism is bad. Now this is in Michigan that happened to this black realtor and the black man with his biracial son. This is Michigan. And if you don't know the history of Michigan, even Michigan as it relates to its politics, racist as fuck. Michigan is a very racist state. And New York is a very racist state. Black dudes can't even have a wallet in their hands. We ain't never known no black dude to get a plunge and a broom shoved up their anus to the point of rupturing body parts, but it happened in New York. It ain't happening in no Tennessee and Texas. Now there's dragons down in Mississippi and Texas. Shame on them. You know. Georgia, damn mod. But we can't just make all the racial behaviors just in the South. It's Americana. And Portland, Oregon, racist as shit. All them little old Confederate ass. I don't know. It's weird how we just think that's Texas. One thing about the state of Texas, you know, if you understand the attitude, it is what it is. You come here, if you put the effort, you can get you something. Build you something. It's a highly conservative and Republican fucking state. And it's not going to change anytime soon. That's how they do business here. But one thing about it, business is booming. Get in on it here. They got their good old boy just like they got the good old boy everywhere else. But one thing about Texas, there's a particular pride here. They know money is flowing because it's an oil state. And everybody getting in on their money. Now, there's some folks who are not doing well here. It's across America. But Texas, in Dallas, Houston, Fort Worth, shit, the suburbs, goddamn, it's plenty cool places to live here. I was just talking about how I celebrate my 14th year being here in Dallas, Fort Worth, and I enjoy the hell out of it. You know, shit goes on, but you know, we can't just make Texas to be the racist state or the conservative state. It just, and if you don't mention New York, you don't mention Oregon, you don't mention Michigan, here, you don't mention California, all kinds of bullshit going on in California. Some freaky deaky weird bullshit going on in California. Vegas too, Nevada. They all fucked up. But so far, Texas, shit. Anybody come here and get it on. Get you some land, man. Start you a business, and well, whatever. Just and got all kinds of people you want to meet here, fellas. All kinds of women here, of all kinds. And got those spicy Latinas up in this thing. Now, they're probably like the second and third generation because, you know, the mother of the Mexican chicks, mainly Mexican chicks, they come in shaped like square pants, Bob square pants and shit. Box built, hanker for a hunk of cheese built ass broads. But, y'all remember that guy? There's a round of chunker. His skinny ass leg and shaped like a potato at the top. There's a lot of Mexican chicks here. But the third, like that, when they bring it down, like the third and fourth generation, they kind of sexy. And especially they mess around and the chicks, you know, start mixing with black dudes and black females too. You mix some of them cute ass little Blaxicans. Straight. But the original, their parents and shit, box built. So, but anyway. But I hope y'all got my point on both of these. I wish the best for both of these black dudes, but I want all of us to live in this reality. This is 2021 America, pandemic and beyond. Stop playing these race games. You know, just like in black men, understand that we have no friends. And when you tell somebody, hey, here's a hole, make sure you go around it, and the motherfucker still falls in the hole and says, hey, who dug this hole, man? These folks with the shit, man. They tried to trap me. See, that's the kind of shit when you move to a Colleyville or you trying to buy a house in a Wyoming, Michigan and expect bullshit not to pop off. And let me tell you something about those dirty ass cops again in Wyoming, Michigan. You know, it's, well, you know, that's the proper protocol. They lied. That's not the proper protocol. I mean, I've never seen a generation of cops that got more shit around their waist than Batman's utility belt. And the most cowardice, lamest, racist, punk-ass dudes on the planet. If you got 3 dudes holding down one person, y'all still punching on somebody? Or you still got your gun drawn? How come they had their guns drawn like that? Well, you know, that is procedure when you have suspects in a household. Any kind of bullshit. But we know every cop measures the situation based on how he feels or who they're looking at. Y'all know that, right? Every cop measures the situation, not always by their damn training or who they looking at and what mood that they're in. So if it's a white man out there, y'all see how they behave. They go strictly by the book and they add sprinkle a little of that whiteness in on it. So he ends up being arrested without even being beat up. But if it's black man, be he a PhD black man or a GED black man, they make sure that guns are drawn, the dogs are out, and the cuss words are flowing, and those commands are being thrown like somebody can't hear. Get out on the ground! Get out on the ground! You hear me? I'm not gonna tell you again! Sound like a bunch of Barney Fifes, you faggots. Oh, they get so y'all can kill me with the goddamn company policy rule book, cause we know how you play out, how the book plays out, how policy plays out is based on who's in front of you. Cause if somebody's non-black, you go by the policy, even if they're mentally ill. Y'all still handle them with you sprinkle them with your whiteness, cause they're white like you. So I need black people to stop playing these race games, not just with the cost of people, period. We still live in America. The same motherfucker that got you in the Constitution is 3/5 of people. Every chance they get to try to shut you out of every damn thing. And I don't know why we have not finally sought within and start building within and doing our own thing. And one thing about it, I'm going to say to you blacks, who, well, you know, it ain't like it like it used to be. Of course not. But if you want to show just how racist you believe white people are, start building your own community. Pooling your money. Using your brilliance and your brains to start building those wonderful museums and all the shit you like to go to that's white owned. Build it in your neighborhood. You'll see what the scholars have always talked about that you seem to ignore today. What I talk about, you seem to think I'm small and petty and he just broke, he just a hater. You know, am I even concentrating on other shit? I'm worried about this shit. No, I'm not worried about anything that's in my face. If you want to let white people show you how this government is really racist, start doing it for self. Then you're going to see the racism that Malcolm X stared into. You're going to see the racism that Dr. King looked into. You're going to see the racism that Nat Turner looked into, that Fannie Lou Hamer looked into. You're going to see the real racists. All these petty ass little Karens and shit, they ain't shit. You're going to see the real devil. Start doing for yourself. And I think that's what frightens black people. They don't want to see that real devil, the one that Dr. King faced, the one that Malcolm X faced, the one that Marcus Garvey faced. They don't want to face that real hunky, that real white man. So they start limited to a fussy Karen. Who cares about a fussy Karen? Or a bottom baseman Brad that's yelling a Confederate flag. Yeah, he doesn't matter. Why y'all ain't pay these hunkies any attention? See, if you really want to see how white people are, start doing it for yourself, because y'all seem to forget. Again, history books are there for a reason. Read it. And psychology is a science that a lot of us need to understand about human behavior. Racism is not just critical race theory, but it's a study of observation and understanding behavior based on the idea of being superior and others are inferior to you. So, I'll say it again. If you want to really see how racist white folks are, and I think this frightens a lot of black Americans, because we just absolutely refuse to come together to build all the stuff that we enjoy that white people build. Build your own beautiful townhouse in your neighborhood. Build your own elite school system. Schools with big ass gyms and a big running track behind it. You know, build your own parks. Use the same tax dollars that they use. You demand them and use them. You build up your neighborhood, and you'll see what racism really is. Y'all playing games with racism. This Negro here mad because somebody got mad because his pictures. There ain't no racism that really breaks the bank. If Dr. James Whitfield, Roy Brown, what's his name? Roy Thorne. If y'all want to see real racism, that same beautiful brick house that you tried to buy in that white neighborhood or interested in buying, go build it in your neighborhood around all black folks. And then don't go with the stereotype. You know, black people gonna turn it out. No, have an understanding. And Dr. James Whitfield, if you want to see what racism really is, go and take you and your wife and y'all go and you get with other black men and black women who are educators, and then also economists and accountants and architects and engineers, and y'all build up a beautiful school system for black kids or in a black neighborhood. Then you'll see what real racism is. What you're facing is those pitiful attitudes, and you all been out of shape by some attitudes. Fuck out of here. Mary Mack says, as it relates to what you're speaking on right now, do you think integration was truly a bad thing for black folks? Yes, it was. Well, was it truly a bad thing? Of course. Look how we think. When we stepped into their house, we left all our stuff in the front yard. And so we've been sitting on their couch, eating in their kitchen, cleaning up their house, driving a car ever since. Ever since. So, but anyway, I've gone too long on this. Let's all just get up and do it one day at a time. I'll see y'all. Y'all mess with me on that Cash App. Y'all see my phone is all fuzzy and shit. Y'all, at least y'all contribute to that. I'm on a Stylo 4. No, if y'all hit me on the Cash App or number, I can go up to, what's the latest one? I think a Stylo 6. They're about to bring a Stylo 7. I'm not getting the smartphone, so I don't care what you say for that, because it's got some other stuff. I'll keep my Android. I like them. It keeps you out of trouble. But anyway, y'all be cool. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.